Hi guys, I'm Alexandria and welcome to my first food vlog. I am just going to share what I purchased from Aldi and Walmart. So there was one thing that we got that was not from either Walmart or Aldi. We only got like 2 of these bananas from Costco, just because like I feel like it's a really good price and it's like only the one places that we could find organic at. We get 2 of these just so that way we could have one as a snack and then the other one we put in the freezer to have for smoothies. Next up, I'm going to go through everything that we got from Walmart. I actually never did food shopping at Walmart before until I moved to Florida. Usually I just stuck to Stop and Shop, but now I like being in Florida because it gives me a range of where to buy better priced items, and when I can't find it at one location, I could always go to another. I really don't get too much produce from Walmart just because I find it better of getting it from either like Trader Joe's or Aldi, so I don't really get too much produce from there, but I do get their organic carrots just because I find it like, I don't know, I think we were in the store and then I needed carrots, but I like that they have organic and organic ginger. So those are the only 2 produce that I got. We mainly use the ginger for juices, smoothies, and like anything that we like add to it of like any dish that we make, and it's also really good for tea. So like a good night tea of like ginger, lemon, and honey is like so good for sleep. Like you really would have a really great sleep. You can also freeze it if you want it to last longer, but if you are planning on using it, make sure you just like freeze some of it because it did take a while, not like too long, but if you're ready to use it automatically, it takes a while for it to thaw out. So that's like the only thing, and then it becomes like a little bit soft, but it still lasts a little bit longer than if you had it in the refrigerator and then you weren't using it for some time. Then we got pasta. I really haven't eaten pasta a lot as much. I'm really trying to reduce the amount of pasta, rice, and bread that I eat, just because I feel like as I've gotten older, like my body has changed of adaptability of what it could take and what it can't. So I'm really trying to lower down the amount of pasta that I eat, but there was like a dish to make, so we ended up getting the pasta. So we just got 2 of these. And what I like for a healthier version is getting the veggie type of pasta. I found this like really good. I ate this a lot when I was back in New York, and it's been a while because I haven't really been able to find this like in other stores here in Florida, but veggie pasta is a really good pasta. I don't like the chickpea one or the other one that they have, like the lentil one. Not really a fan of those, or the wheat ones. I just don't like the texture of those, but the veggie one is pretty good. And then I ended up getting a gluten-free pasta. This I've never tried before, so I have no idea how this is going to taste, but yeah, so I ended up just getting a gluten-free version. Apparently there's gluten-free pasta now. Then I got Tazo tea. This is like the greatest tea ever, just because the ingredients in it is very simple, and it's just a really good tea. It's ripped. Oh my god, damn it. Then this organic chai latte. This is also really good. The only thing is that it contains a lot of sugar. So what I've been doing now is mixing, because you're supposed to just mix half with milk and the other half with this, but to dilute it a little bit, it makes it a little less creamy, but to dilute it a little bit, I'll just either add a little bit, half of water, half of milk, and then half of this, just to make it a little less of the sugar that's in it. And you honestly don't need to add sugar after using this because it has like enough, but this is also a really good chai, just in case you want something a little bit thick and you want just like, you know, a little bit more caffeine. Then have this bread. So I haven't bought bread in a while. I usually get our bread from Trader Joe's, but I really wanted to start eating whole wheat bread again. So I ended up getting this. What I look for in bread is the least amount of ingredients. A lot of bread has just like way too many ingredients in it. What I like about this one is that it doesn't have as much as other ones. This is not. So I thought I picked up an organic one. Apparently I did not, but I still like that it doesn't have as many ingredients as like other types of bread. So this one is a whole grain, 100% whole wheat bread. And then the last one that I got from Walmart is vegetable broth. So one thing to pay attention to when it comes to like broths or stock is the level of sodium in it. I usually got mine from Stop and Shop, and I always got the low sodium one just because I've realized like how much sodium is in like vegetable broth and vegetable stock. And then another one that's really good that I don't see too much of is mushroom stock. Honestly, I really love some mushroom stock. So when like you're buying any like broths or vegetable stock, really look at the sodium levels in it, because like some of them really do contain like a high level of sodium in them. And then I also got some hot sauce. Yeah, this is just for recipe use. I have Justin's peanut butter. Again, this is something that I also ended up getting when I first went vegan, just because of the sugar and the salt. It has a low amount of sugar and a low amount of sodium in it, and the only ingredients are dry roasted peanuts and palm oil. It definitely is a taste to get accustomed to. It, like when I first had it, it was not that great, but after a while you just get used to it. And so I like getting this one just because I like the level of amount of ingredients in it. And then the last thing we got from Walmart is almond butter. So honestly, like this was pretty pricey, but it was one of the last time when I got it, I ended up like falling in love with it because it tastes so good with apples. And this is another one that just has one ingredient, which is roasted almonds. And the sugar is only 2 grams and the sodium is 0. So when it comes to these, it's like really important to pay attention to like the sugar and the sodium levels in it, because I think oftentimes we skip what's actually in the food, because like we just see it and then it's like advertised that it's healthy, and it's just like we don't take into consideration like all the other shit that's possibly in it. I possibly won't buy this all the time just because again it is pricey, but it's still very, very, very good. So I'm gonna go through everything that we got from Aldi, kind of in the same order, like the produce and then everything else. We got kale. This is mainly for our smoothies that I use this for. You could also use it for salads. What I like is that it says thoroughly washed, but I still wash it again. Then have some spring mix. I use these a lot for a salad. It lasts me a while. It's just more bang for your buck of price, and it's organic, and it's also thoroughly washed. But again, we're still going to wash it. Then we got mushrooms, some portobello mushrooms that I plan on making a burger with. Some more mushrooms, sweet onions, some tomatoes, garlic, butternut squash. I'm possibly just going to cut this and then put it in the freezer, because I have a habit of buying this. Last year I bought this, I put it in the freezer and then never ate it. And then this year I really want to make a butternut squash soup. So I'm going to cut it so that way I have it already prepped, so that way I don't have to wait until I really want it, because then I'm not going to eat it because it's going to be too much for me to want to do. So a great way of when you get these is to just like chop them in advance, so that way when you're ready to use it, you don't have to go through extra process of doing it, because most likely you're not going to want to do that and you're going to look for something else to make because no one at the time. Then some red onions and potatoes. This was actually the first time I ended up buying these potatoes. I really end up usually just getting sweet potatoes, but I want to make some fries, and I used to like sweet potato fries over like regular potato fries, but now I'm starting to like regular potato fries over sweet potato fries. I don't know, I feel like once you hit 30, like things just change. Like, do you ever really fully know yourself? Because things just like suddenly change of what you thought you liked, you no longer like. It's weird. This wasn't my list, but we also got some wine. Well, this is sangria, but honestly Aldi's wine is pretty cheap. Like if you want some like pretty good wine and you're on a budget, just go to Aldi's, because I could have saved a lot more money when I was back in New York. But it came to about like $80 for everything. Most of the stuff usually lasts us for about several weeks. So what I like is that mainly a lot of the stuff that we have to repurchase is produce, but we've also been buying a lot of frozen produce of like mixed bag vegetables from Costco, just because it saves us some time for chopping, cutting. If you have access to like Costco or BJ's, just buy a big frozen like mixed bag of vegetables, just because it's going to save you so much more time than to possibly buy it. And then on top of that, it will save you money in case you don't use it in a certain time frame. So that's everything that we got from the supermarket. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video, and give it a thumbs up if you did. Bye guys.